All right, let's do this. This is Elliot with your GRE question of the day. And today we're looking at a quant comparison question. Some fun number properties going on here. So go ahead, pause the video, give yourself up to about 2 minutes to work on this before you unpause me, or if you get stuck, just come on back and we'll walk through it together. All right, so we have quant comparison, meaning we know we have some quantity being described in column A and in column B. Our job is to determine which one is bigger, or maybe they're equal, or maybe we don't have enough information. So first step of our method, what do we recognize as we start reading this? What makes it feel familiar? And hopefully what's jumping out is the integer properties, number properties happening here. How do we know that we're dealing with a number properties question? Well, we've got odds and evens, right? Quantity A is the product of the even integers from -6 to +6. Quantity B is the product of the odd integers from -5 to +5, both inclusive, meaning the numbers listed there are included in the lists. That's part of what we're multiplying. And we've got positives and negatives too, okay? So you see odds versus evens, you see positives versus negatives. You want to be thinking number properties. Why is that really valuable to recognize? Well, if we think about the product, let's think about quantity A first. If we're thinking about the product of -6 to 6, you might think that what you're supposed to do is start doing, well, -6 times -4 makes +24, and then times -2 makes -48, right? But we don't need to do all that multiplication with might get the signs a little confused, might get the multiplication messed up. Keep in mind, we don't have to choose an answer that's a number here. So why I would want it to be first thing on your radar screen, you're recognizing that we're dealing with number properties, is because it's a clue from the people who wrote this question that probably we're not supposed to just do the mathematical solution. But if we think just in terms of the number properties, odds versus evens, positives versus negatives, or zero, that's going on in this question, we're going to come to the correct conclusion a little bit more efficiently, okay? So let's think about what is happening here. We know that, for instance, for quantity A, as we said a second ago, we'd be talking about -6, and it says just the evens. So we're going to skip -5, and then -4, then -2, and then 0, okay? So we're not actually doing the multiplication. And once we get to 0, ooh, a light bulb going off. If I multiply by 0, what happens, folks? The product is 0, right? 0 times anything makes 0. And no matter what else I multiply by, 2, 4, 6, we could keep going forever if we wanted to, the product is going to remain 0. Okay, so that's what they want you to recognize here. Quantity A is going to be equal to 0 because 0 is in that list of numbers that we're multiplying. Let's take a similar number properties only sort of an approach to quantity B. Okay, so in quantity B, we've got -5 times -3 times -1. And then the next one would be 1. We keep going from there. Okay, so let's think about this now. -5 times -3, without worrying that 5 times 3 is 15. Again, let's just focus on the number properties. Since we're very astute test takers, we've recognized that's the important pattern happening in this question. Those first two numbers are both negatives. You need to know negative times a negative makes a positive. You've got it. So after those first two terms, we've got a positive number that gets multiplied by -1. Positive times a negative will make it negative again. Now, after that, we flip to the other side of 0. We've got positive numbers, right? We're going to multiply by 1, by 3, by 5. So I've now got a negative number that's going to get multiplied by a positive. It's going to make another negative. Then it gets multiplied by another positive. It stays negative. Multiplied by another positive, right? It's going to stay a negative number. So without doing any of the actual math and just sticking to the number properties, what we can determine is that quantity B is something negative, okay? It's some negative number, X, doesn't matter. And now, is there any more work left to do? No, there isn't. Brilliant. We can see quantity A is equal to 0. quantity B is something negative. Every negative number is smaller than 0 by definition, and we're done. That makes it clear then that quantity A is greater. Ooh, I hope you're feeling good about that. I can feel scores going up right now. It's the best feeling in a tutor's life. If you have some more questions about this or you're looking for some more help on the GRE, I hope you'll reach out to me. You can message at Herson Test Prep on Instagram. Look forward to hearing from you. We'll be back here tomorrow with another GRE question of the day. And in the meantime, I wish you all happy studying.